I do want to address the fact that Geeter says that I never work out with him. However, I did invite you to an exclusive workout for free with protein shakes on the backside, and you chose to not come.
Goop is so expensive. I'm ordering it right now.
Exactly.
I want to apologize.
Yes, brick. Right
Go
at
ahead and
him.
throw it, Karina.
You know who was here? Karina.
Okay.
Karina, come out here.
I apologize.
Bucket of brick. Nikola Jokic, a lock for MVP this season. This should be really easy, I feel like.
Prez. Prez is on the fence. I say yes, Prez, because he's the best player by far. But there is an argument for Ant and Shai Gilgeous because their teams did awfully well.
I'm going to go Shai. I just want something new. I mean, Shai was so OKC's rise to the number one seed.
Would you rather play Shai Gilgeous in the playoffs or no?
He has fatigue
Jokic?
syndrome.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to bucket it.
This is a regular season award. You're right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. That's my fault.
I mean, I just love the steps that OKC took from a barely 500 team last year. I think they were 1 game over, 2 games over, and now they're number 1 seed in the West because of Shai. Yeah. Give him the award. Give Jalen Williams the award for most improved. Give the coach the award, whose name I always botch. He got Dagnall. He got one of them. Yeah, with Shai, if Shai's off the Thunder, they're
a good point.
Sub 500.
You take Shai off of that team, and they are in the lottery. What if Jokic is off?
I was going to say, where do you realistically put the Nuggets
they're
without
like a
Jokic?
6 or 7.
They're playing in the 9, 10, 7, 8 game.
Yeah.
Maybe? Without Jokic? Actually.
Yeah, they don't have much depth, do they? They might.
Jokic is, I don't know. Listen, Shai deserves love. I'm glad you went with him.
Yeah.
I'm going with Jokic.
That's a smart play.
But yeah. But
all right, bucket or brick. Can the Lakers contain? We kind of talked about this. Jamal Murray this year averaged 32.5 in the West Finals.
Can they contain him? Well, I'm going to bucket it because you have to if you want to win the series. Mm-hmm. And I mean, listen, you're not going to stop him from having good games, but where I think the contain comes into play is, those last 4 or 5 minutes, he's been huge, hitting big shots because he gets to his spots and he can do whatever he wants. So whether it's if AR and D'Lo want to stay on the court, they got to defend him better, or else we do need a big body like Dinwiddie to stay in front of him. I would even go with Max Christie to try to get a hand in the face because he's got the length. Because Jamal Murray's strong.
Who's going to play the clutch minutes
for the Lakers?
On him.
Depends score of the game, I guess. Depends what the needs are.
That's a great question.
I got to think about that one. It's a great question.
See,
I got to marinate on that and get back to you.
Last year they had Vando.
That hurts me this year, no Vando.
Yeah. Can they contain him? I'm going to break this. I think you need to let him and Jokic, those guys are out of the barn. They're both out of the barn. You got to worry about Michael Porter Jr. You got to worry about Aaron Gordon. Can't let KCP hit 4 threes, 5 threes. And the good news is, I don't think their bench is as strong as it was last year. Bruce Brown had a very good series against the Lakers.
It's not as good.
It's not as good.
For sure.
They got younger guys. They got young blood. Christian Brown.
You know what? It's good for them. Like that bench plays well together.
Yeah.
But it's not as good. Bruce Brown was like 16, 14, 13, and 18 or something.
He averaged in the mid-teens against the Lakers, right? 12.
Yeah.
He averaged 12 against them. But I feel like
he talked a lot of smack.
Yeah, he was good down the stretch too. I mean,
he was a difference maker.
Lost him. He ended up in like Detroit this year.
No, Toronto. I still can't believe that.
Which part?
We had him on a starting lineup graphic in a pregame.
Ooh.
Bruce Brown.
Was he in
for
Toronto?
the Raptors? And I was like, since when did he? I thought it was a typo. I didn't even say his name.
He bounced around. He took the
from
money.
The
He
took the money. He got a ring. He doesn't need anything.
Toronto.
Yeah. It's all about the bag now.
That was wild.
He went to Toronto in the Siakam trade.
Yeah.
And then everyone lost track of him.
I thought it was a mistake that I didn't read him on the graphic.
Did he end up with Toronto, or did he get moved again? Toronto. Okay. Yeah. Wow. He's
right.
Yeah, I agree with Brezzo in a way. Like Porter Jr. and KCP cannot.
Those are the guys to worry about.
But they're going to have games. They just can't do it.
Okay, we're going there next. Yeah. Michael Porter Jr. the biggest X factor for this series.
Ooh.
He went 10 of 10
for that.
Not last
Good question.
Is it him or KCP, Brez?
I'm going to go Porter Jr. I just feel like he's really had the Lakers' number during this 8-0 run by the Nuggets. I feel like he's hitting tons of threes against them.
Yeah.
He's made himself the third best player when this team plays the Lakers. Normally, I would think it would be Aaron Gordon because he's brute force against LeBron potentially. But I think you got to bucket it.
I think he really is.
What's that?
Aaron Gordon defensively.
Yeah.
You got to bucket it. Pete Moore's right. He said in my ear exactly how I was feeling and what I feel every time I watch that team play. his size is a difference maker. He's 6'10", 6'11".
Yeah, 6'11".
Hard to close out on him.
Yeah.
He makes plays.
6'3".
Yeah, he's
maybe he won't be as focused. This is going to be a Porter
there's something
family
going on there.
discussion. We'll get to that at the end of this one.
Oh, crypto, get ready.
Stepping aside for a second, we've seen the roster for Team USA this summer, the Paris Olympics. Braun, AD, Steph, Tatum, Booker, Kawhi, Ant-Man, Embiid, and Halliburton. Bucket or brick, Team USA bringing home the gold this summer.
Thanks, Sweet Lou.
Oh, yeah.
Alley-oop.
So cool.
Dunk, 5th straight gold. It's a lock. It's going to be awesome, and I'm excited to see that group play together. And super cool that Steph's going to be in his first one.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, Chris Mullin gave him the jersey the other night. That was super cool. And I love that LeBron and KD and those guys care enough to want to still play. It's awesome. I love it. Like, I know people are always like, let the young guys, it's their turn. Those guys want to play. They've earned the right.
Yep.
Yeah, there's absolute bucket. This always happens, especially after a year where Team USA underachieves.
Every time.
Every time. Last summer, with our guy Austin Reeves on the team, some pretty good players, Jalen Brunson, our friend Brandon Ingram, they underachieved. I think they got the bronze at the Worlds or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
The World Cup. It was not a typical Team USA finish. And you know who knows that more than anyone else? Team USA. Yeah. They hate bad finishes, even in non-Olympic years. Obviously, they're going to remedy that.
Remember, it was a dominant, and no one would even touch them for years and years. Then 04 Athens happened, followed up by 06, and that's when everyone stepped in, and Kobe and everyone's like, let's go.
Right.
99 days away. Whoa. 99 days away from the Olympics.
Big stat. That's awesome.
The NBA announced, here is the Porter family connection. Is it Jontay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jontay Porter, a two-way player, was on the Raptors, has been banned from the NBA. League investigation found that Porter violated league rules by disclosing confidential information to sports bettors, limiting his own participation in one or more games for betting purposes, and betting on NBA games. Bucket or brick on NBA's ruling of Porter. Banned for life.
Yes, this is a bucket.
You know what they said in Breakfast Club, right?
What?
You mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Like, right? Like,
yeah. Well, here's the problem. Like, the league is so intertwined with gambling these days that they have to erase any hint of impropriety. And that's what they did. If this guy, he bet on himself to finish under the player props for himself, under 6 points or whatever the number was for the night, under 4 assists.
It's the ethical part of the game. If you're betting on your own games in your own league, there's just something that you can't get past with that, and that's the one thing you cannot do.
That's insane.
I know. So,
I mean, the league. Yeah, the league is so intertwined. Almost every team has like a deal now with FanDuel.
Brett, did you see that tweet? It's the funniest thing. It said, brought to you by FanDuel, and this, all the gambling things. What's his name? Cannot come back. It was pretty funny. It was like heckling, like, you know what I mean? Like it was a joke. Like,
that's funny.
Right. Even
breaking news brought to you by FanDuel and
ESPN.
DraftKings.
Right. ESPN even has their own gambling house now. They have their own. You can gamble on ESPN.com. It's crazy how intertwined it is. So the NBA had to act strongly because this is the bet that they made, and now they got to lie in it.
Hold on, you can do it on ESPN.
Yeah.
That's wild.
There you go. Pretty
All right,
crazy,
friends. I got to go get some sushi.
Illegal.